Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Joe Napoli, your city manager, and welcome to our seventh Zoom at noon. We found that these have been very productive sessions. We have people who are participate, and then we also put it on all of our social media platforms. And what this enables us to do is get questions in advance from our residents. We'll go through those questions during this session, and then for whoever is on, they can ask questions during this session as well. So this has turned out to be a great forum. While we have a few people participate during the actual meeting, we see that on our social media platforms that a lot of people actually go in and look at it. So we've got quite a bit of viewership, and like I said earlier, this is proving to be a very successful venue for our city to connect with our residents and answer any issues and questions that you have. So for those who are online, thank you. And for those that will be seeing this later, we certainly appreciate the opportunity to engage with our residents on a monthly basis like this. So if Mike, could we go to the next slide and just go over the agenda? Well, first of all, I'd like to let you know that we have a few of our staff on. We have Carlos Vega, our community development director. We have our police chief, Chief Captain Chris DiGiovanni. We have our assistant Parks and Recs director, Joshua Rhodes, on, and then we'll have a few more of our directors joining us in a short period. So this is what we'll do, as we usually do. We'll go through a quick update on some of the project initiatives that we have. And then I would really want to make sure that everybody understands how they can stay in touch with the city. We have a plethora of means. We have our weekly newsletter, we have our website, we're on all the social media platforms, and I just want everybody to know how they can stay in touch with the city. Then we'll go through the question and answer period, which will include the questions that we received, and then any questions that those online may have. And then we'll just go over some of the key activities coming up in the near future. Next slide, Mike. So, but before we proceed, if you do have a question, go ahead and on your tab, on your menu bar, go ahead and click Q&A, and then you can type your question, and then we'll answer it once we get to the Q&A period. Thanks, Mike. So this lift station, I think everybody has probably seen, at least those in country address Encore. This lift station's been under rehabilitation for the past few months, but I'm glad to say that it is now complete. You can see the before and after, how it's completely submersible now, and it lives up to the modern standards for our utilities department and our residents. Want to go over again our short-term registration. A couple months ago, our city commission approved an ordinance requiring that people who have short-term rentals, Airbnbs, those sort of things in the city, that there's a requirement now to register and get a permit. So this is all done online. If you go to our website at that address there, you can go ahead and register and get all the information you need for your short-term rental. And we are enforcing this now. We gave a 30-day grace period, but we are now enforcing this to ensure that everybody complies with the city ordinance of registering and gaining a permit for their short-term rental. There's also, because we have received quite a few complaints, at that same website, at that same web address, you can launch complaints, or you can send complaints about short-term rental and vacation rental properties. And there's also a hotline that's there, but it's also on the website, that is answered 24/7, and you will speak to a person about any complaints you have about short-term rentals or vacation rental properties. Next slide, Mike. We just received this recently, and I just wanted to take the opportunity to let everybody know that Florida now has a program for hardening your residences. You can get up to $10,000, and so the state will put in $2 for every dollar you put in. So if you do get the maximum of $10,000 grant, that would be a total of $5,000 for you and $10,000 from the state, so a total of $15,000. This is to harden your residences for hurricanes. And there are some criteria, and the biggest, I think most people will qualify for this, but the biggest criteria is that you must have issued insurance of $500,000 or less to be accepted, have your application accepted. So insurance must be $500,000 or less, and the house must have been built before 2008. But just wanted everybody to be aware of this program. And there's the website now where you can get more information and apply. Next slide, Mike. So connecting with the city right now, if you want, scan this QR code. This will give you an opportunity to sign up for our e-newsletter. We send out a weekly newsletter every Thursday with everything that's going on in the city, a recap of the city commission meetings, all of the major events, and also give some tips and ideas on ensuring that you maintain in compliance with our codes. So please make sure to sign up for this weekly newsletter that has a plethora of information on everything going on in the city. So you can go ahead and scan that now. You can also sign up for it on our website. Next slide, Mike. And then also, like I mentioned earlier, we're on all the social media platforms, and we put out all this information simultaneously on all of our platforms. So you can see our Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. So please, if you use all of those, sign up for all of those. And if you just use one or two of them, make sure that you're following us on those social media pages that you use. And I want to let everybody know we've transitioned from code red for our emergency notifications, but we use these particularly during times of hurricanes or when we have a pending emergency. But we've transitioned from code red to Everbridge. So you can go ahead and sign up. If you're not signed up for it, please sign up there. That's on our website to ensure that you're receiving our emergency notifications. We put these out rarely, but it's always important to be able to receive these notifications during a time of emergency. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get into our Q&A session, and I'll go through the questions as we receive them. We also have Tom Good joined us. He's our Public Works Director. So this we've had a few questions on this in the past few months, and you may have noticed that on Sterling Road, we've been replacing a lot of the landscaping, particularly the ficus bushes. And the question is, when is the work going to continue, or when work going to continue? And also that some of the new landscaping appears to be not doing too well, at least two of the bushes. So we're going to restart the work next week. We had a short pause, but we're going to go ahead and start the work next week. And then we're also going to replace any of the landscaping that we lost. So I was talking about Sterling Road, and the question was, when is the work going to continue, and when a couple of the bushes have died and they need to be replaced. So our Public Works, they'll start working again next week. Well, not start working, but they'll continue this work next week. And then those plants that have died are going to be replaced. Tom, I don't know if you have anything else you want to add to that.
No, Mr. City Manager, did very good. Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks, Tom. All right, next question, Mike. I'm going to ask the Police Chief, Captain DeGiovanni, to answer this, but this is a good question. A lot of our residents want to know, how many officers do we have patrolling on a continuous basis? Contractually, we have 6, but I'll go ahead and ask the police captain to go ahead and answer this.
Thank you, Mr. Napoli. Yes, agreed. Very good question. I understand the desire for the public to know how many officers are out there patrolling. So as the manager alluded, the city has contracted with the Broward Sheriff's Office for law enforcement services. In that contract, there's a staffing complement of 31 uniformed deputy sheriffs, and the contract requires that at all times, 24/7, that we have to have a minimum of 6 uniformed deputy sheriffs patrolling in the city of Cooper City. City of Cooper City is broken down into 8 patrol zones, and so at no time do we go below 6 uniformed deputy sheriffs patrolling. For some, that might not sound like a lot, but it's important to remember that the City of Cooper City doesn't contract just uniformed deputy sheriffs for law enforcement services. We actually have a staffing complement of now 77. And so there are also uniformed deputy sheriff sergeants and lieutenants, criminal investigation detectives, crime suppression detectives. We started a new priority service unit this year, traffic deputies, motor deputies. So in addition to the uniformed deputy sheriffs that are assigned for patrol purposes and marked vehicles, answering to calls for service, we also have support patrol. So you may and most likely will see more than 6 uniformed deputy sheriffs at any given time in the City of Cooper City.
Okay, next question, Mike. Yeah, this is a real issue in the city, and I know anybody who's driving on Sterling Road when the high school is dismissed, even though the speed zone is effective, that it can be concerning because a lot of the students will start crossing the street really without paying too much attention. So we are working with the school and the school board on this. Again, I'm going to ask the police captain to go ahead and answer this. But we are aware of this and we are trying to actively develop a solution because this is a dangerous situation.
Thank you again, Mr. Napoli. And you're correct. This is one that the city and the police department have been working very proactively with the school board and Broward County Traffic Engineering on. In fact, the city manager, myself, the public works director have attended planning meetings with the school board, Broward County, and the local high school leadership team, as well as representatives from Broward County Traffic and Engineering, doing our very best to move along the conversation that the infrastructure needs to be upgraded. Currently, there is a crosswalk that is just east of the high school where the students are supposed to cross across Sterling north to south. But with the building of the new plaza across from the high school, the dynamic and pedestrian foot traffic has changed. And so we really need to update the infrastructure. Now, it's important to note that that is a county road and it involves county entities with the traffic engineering and the school board to actually facilitate that. It's not something that the city has the ability to do on their own, but we are very proactively addressing those parties and trying to get that to be accomplished. We've also worked with the school board to recommend other solutions, such as creating a potential leasing option where the school board, Broward County, would lease some land to create additional capacity for the students to drive their own vehicles. And that should help us mitigate some of the foot traffic since more would be driving to school. As of this week, we reached back out to the school board and we are awaiting now the next planning meeting with them and the principal.
Okay, great. Thanks, Chief.
You're welcome.
Mike, I don't know if we have any more written questions, but I believe we have a question in the queue.
Yes, we do, Joe, and it's from Robin, and it was in reference to short-term vacation rentals. It's related in a sense. It's the question is there any enforcement for owners renting out rooms?
Yes, there is, and I'm going to go ahead and ask Carlos to answer that question. Carlos, if you could.
Am I on? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hi. Yeah, regarding renting rooms, now the statute for short-term rentals refers to a short-term rental as being a transient rental less than 30 days. So if someone's renting a room for less than 30 days, then they would be considered a vacation rental and they would be required to apply and register with the city. If this is a long-term rental with a lease or any sort of commitment longer than 30 days, then that would not be considered a short-term rental.
And that's permitted.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Robin, I hope that answers your question. All right,
No-
Mike, do we have
no-
any other questions?
No other questions at this time.
Okay, well, if anybody has any other questions, go ahead and put them in the queue. In the meantime, we'll jump to what we have going on in the city. So we have, this is the holiday season, so we have a lot going on. I think everybody is aware that December 2nd, we had our Light Up Cooper City, which was a tremendous event. Last weekend, we had Cookies and Cocoa with Santa. And this week, we have quite a few things going on. On Friday, we'll have our holiday movie at the park. And the movie will be Polar Express. At that time, also last night, they did the judging for the the decorated houses with holiday lights. And so the judging was done last night, and the winner will be announced at the movie on Friday evening. I think we had 14 or 15 houses that were entered this year. Is that correct, Josh? Josh, I think you may be muted, but yeah, we had
I'm here.
14.
Could you repeat
Go
the
ahead, Josh.
question?
Yep, we can hear you.
All right, repeat the question that you asked.
No, how many houses did we have entered in the holiday decorating contest?
We had about 16 houses. It
16 houses.
took
Wow.
quite some time last night to get through them all. And
Yeah.
we'll announce the winners Friday at
Right.
the
At the movie.
holiday movie.
Yep. Great. All right. Thanks, Josh. And then this Sunday at 5:30 in the evening, we're going to do on the first day of Hanukkah, we're going to do the menorah lighting. It'll be at 5:30 at Memorial Park. We'll have the lighting of the first candle, and then we'll also have some prayer and refreshments as well. And then on Sunday also is the deadline for the BSO Letter to Santa program. Captain, I don't know if you want to go ahead and jump in and give a little explanation on that.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. So again, if you have not heard about BSO's letters to Santa, we have a mailbox set up in our police lobby, and your kids can come and they can drop off their personalized letter to Santa. It'll be delivered to the North Pole, and Santa's going to give a personalized response back to your child in the form of our police explorers who will be dressed up as elves. And we're going to not just write back a letter from Santa, but we're going to have a nice certificate declaring your child on the nice list, a photo of Santa in the police station eating cookies and drinking milk. And we're going to personally deliver that to your house with our police explorers and the advisors, with Christmas music blaring and just a fun festive time. So if you would like to participate in that, call our station at 954-435-2000 to get more information. You can also check our social media webpage on Facebook to see the flyer. And you could just stop by the police station with the letter and we'll walk you through it. But it's a great time and I hope you take part.
Okay, great. Thanks, Chief. And then on January 13th, we're back to our Eat to the Beat. It should be a great evening. It'll be at Sue Ellen Fartelman Sports Complex with, we'll have a band and we'll have food trucks, and that's always a fun evening. And then our father-daughter dance will be on January 21st, the following weekend. We traditionally had this in November, but we had to readjust our schedule this year. We were going to actually do it in September, but because of our residents' concerns about waiting that long, we went ahead and scheduled it in January. So I know we've already opened it up for registration and have a lot of people who've registered. So these are just a few of the things we have going on in the city. If you go to our website and go onto our events calendar, you'll see all of the other things, events, classes, sessions that we have. So please visit that frequently so you have a good idea of what's going on in the city, in addition to what we put out weekly in our weekly newsletter. Anything else, Mike? Did we get any additional questions?
No other questions at this time.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to just ask very quickly. I'm going to ask for our police captain to go ahead and give an update if he wants to on anything that he would like our residents to know. And then after that, I'll ask for our fire captain who has joined us as well to give a quick update.
Thank you again, Mr. Napoli. Appreciate the time. We're right here in the holiday season. I know a lot of people will be vacationing. Some of you may be going out of town. We did announce on Tuesday a reminder, but we do have a vacation home watch program. And so if you're going to go away for a period of time and you want us to have your zone deputy check your home while you're away to make sure everything is safe, just stop by the police station. There's a one-page form to fill out, and we will make sure that that gets to the sergeants to assign to a patrol deputy to make sure that they're checking on your home in the morning and in the evening. In addition to that, I know there's been a lot of talk over the last year about the city's investment and some significant technological updates, which is in line with our city's strategic plan for proactive public safety. And so you may be seeing already that we have some fixed license plate readers being installed at key locations in the city with cameras for us to live view traffic and to better respond to the city's needs. We have more license plate readers and poles being installed next week. We just finished the camera system at Sue Ellen Fartleman Park. It's live, and we are now finalizing the camera system at Flamingo West Park at this moment. In addition to that, our real-time crime center, we're in the middle of doing our prep work for that. Actually, the contractor's here at the station right now doing some drawings and preparing for the permit submissions. And we're really looking forward to having that real-time crime center open very early next year so that we can bring in all this technology and start using it to have a more responsive police response to your needs. So that's the update I wanted to give you. We'll have some more information on that on the Cooper Quarterly coming forward.
Thanks very much, Chief. And I think we have I know we have our fire chief on the phone. Chief Harrington, are you able to give an update? Yeah, I don't think we can hear him. I see he unmuted himself, but may not be able to hear him.
Joe, he can hear us. Seems like his mic is not working as far as right now.
Okay, well, that's fine. Okay, well, we'll catch our fire chief next time. Did any other questions pop up, Mike?
No other questions.
Okay, well, I want to thank all of our residents who participated today. I want to thank those who submitted questions. We'll be doing this again next month. We'll continue to do this on a monthly basis. So please, if you have questions in the future, go ahead and send them in. We'll go ahead and answer them. And please spread the word that we are doing this on a monthly basis. And we look forward to having more of our residents participate and ask questions as well. Wish everybody a happy holidays. I want to thank our staff who's been on, and once again, thank all of our residents for all they do to support us and making sure that Cooper City remains someplace special. Happy holidays, everybody, and thank you.